Welcome to Buckets. My name's Matt Moore. I'm the senior NBA writer for the Action Network. Glad to have you with us. The show is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook, best place for you to do all your sports betting after the Super Bowl, after the Kansas City Chiefs
Nice.
won the Super Bowl. I went to Kansas City. It was a good time. Hung out with my people, had barbecue, watched the Chiefs win another Super Bowl. Yes, it was a hold. Don't care. Uh, this is your Tuesday Best Bets episode. I'm senior NBA writer Matt Moore. Join me tonight, Jay Money. You can find him on Twitter at JMoneyIsMoney. Jay, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Ready to talk some NBA with you guys. I think we have like 4 or 5 games, so trying to find a winner on this tough card right here.
Yeah, it's great. It's nice that they gave us the small slate the couple days, like 2 days before All-Star break, when everyone's dragging ass and half teams are on a back-to-back or a third and four back-to-back. Thanks, NBA. Appreciate that. Also joining me is Albert Wynn. He is straight back from watching his Dallas Mavericks lose to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Ow! As Kyrie Irving goes bonkers in the fourth quarter, but it's not enough. AC, how you doing?
What's up, guys? It's a big loss. I guess on the contrary side, it's a big win for Minnesota. They win the season series 2-1. There's only a half game separating the two, so that could have repercussions in the end. But congratulations to Matt. Congratulations to the Chiefs. Let's go.
Yeah, it was a good day for me. Let's get to these NBA best bets. We're going to go around the table. We'll list our best bets. Then we'll do the cap on it. Jay, kick us off. What do you got for Tuesday?
Yeah, give me the Suns full game. I mean, you can find them from 2.5 to 3.5, but I'm rocking with the Suns here, full game, and this one is my best bet.
All righty. AC, what do you got for me?
I'm going to go with the Celtics Bucks over 224.5. This is going to be a contrary mindset here. There's a lot of injuries tomorrow night. Brogdon, Brown, Smart, Danilo all out for the Celtics. And then on the Bucks side, you have Mid, Portis, and Jay Crowder is out as well. So a lot of guys are missing. I think there's going to be steam towards the under. I'm going to go with the contrarian look here on the over.
Alrighty. I'm gonna add a third one here. I have two plays, and I'll add a third. I'm gonna take the Orlando Magic +7 up in White Vegas in Toronto on the back-to-back. I am not afraid of the back-to-back with the Orlando Magic as they inch ever closer to my 27.5 win total. I'll take the Magic +7 versus the Raps. I'm gonna tail Jay, and I'm also gonna take Suns. I'm gonna lay the 3.5 on this. Feel totally fine on that. And after looking at it and thinking about it, checking my number, I'm gonna tail AC as well. I'm just gonna bring everybody down the show.
I love
I'm gonna
it.
tail both of you. I'm just gonna either you're gonna pull me up or I'm gonna drag you down. We'll see how that goes. I'm gonna start tonight and then we'll go to Jay. So Orlando, Toronto, this is a number play. I don't understand the market respect for this Raptors team. Like, what the fuck are you guys seeing? Like, oh no, they kept everybody. They're going to make a second half run. And then they got beat in their own house by the Jazz. And then they barely got past the Pistons. Dwayne Casey didn't even coach that game. Wasn't even a Dwayne Casey revenge game, and they almost won it. Like, I have this projected at Raptors -1.5. Like, that's what I have this game at. Now, the Raptors have been bad relative to expectation at home. Like, their home splits are actually worse. On standard home, like, you want to say, like, well, okay, but this is a Magic team on a back-to-back. Fine. We'll give them, like, standard home court advantage. I still only get this Raptors -3. Those two teams are essentially a fucking pick 'em based off of my power rating. And I dare you to come up with a reason why they're not. Like, the Raptors are not good. They have not been good all year. They've not been good consistently. The Magic are 4-3 on the second night of a back-to-back on the road this season. They've been good on the second night of a back-to-back. Their number overall on back-to-backs is even higher. A young team, I don't worry about it as much. I worry when it's like an old veteran team that's like, fuck this game. The young guys want to win, and the Magic are actually like, they're within range of being like, we could make some teams sweat for the playoffs. Like, they're within range of that. Love the way they're playing. I will take Orlando +7. Jay, am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy. I know I'm not laying 7 with the Raptors right now. I mean, you nailed it. They were laying double digits versus the Pistons, barely scraped by them. They shouldn't have lost that game versus the Jazz as well. I think they got scored like 15-5 in the last 5 minutes. It was something crazy, man, where it's like there's no way that they should have lost that game. So I want no parts of the Raptors. And we know 3 of those guys were supposed to get traded. You always worry about all about that as well when they know that they were going to get traded and then they end up staying on the team. So yeah, I worry about their chemistry, their team morale overall. I'm not landing points with the Raptors. I could only look towards the Magic in this one.
Yeah, like Masai sat to the deadline, added Jakob Bertel, sent out a first round pick, and was like, you know what, we're gonna go back in. And there was all this kind of like, hey, the vibes are turning. Like now that they're past the deadline, like everybody's bought in. And then they go out and they just like, no, like this team doesn't want to be together anymore. Like Masai sat through this because he didn't get a bloodletting from some team giving him some dumbass package like James Dolan did in 2013 or 2011, 12 years ago. Like it's over, but we'll see. Maybe they surprise us. It's an interesting line. It opened 6. It's already been up to 7. So the Sharps hit it early. You might be able to, if you're listening to this on Tuesday morning and this is up to 8, like I'm still going to like it, but just be advised, like the line may move against me here. The Sharps may really like Toronto. I can't see a reason for it. Let's go to that Suns game. So you mentioned like there's 2.5s in the market that are juice. The standard minus 3.5 or the standard minus 110 is 3.5. Jay, what's your cap on why you like the Suns take care of business versus the Kings?
Yeah, so it's not the best spot for the Suns' first game home off a road trip, but they have had 3 days off. And the Suns are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games with 3 or more days rest. And they're also 5-2 ATS in their last 7 home games. So the Kings have a better record as well. So this is an opportunity for the Suns to get an even better position over there in the Western Conference Final. I mean, the West is tough now, especially with the Suns getting better, but the Clippers got better as well. You got to worry about pesky teams like the Grizzlies, the Kings as well. The Nuggets still up there. The Mavs just got Kyrie. So the West is loaded now. It's time for the Suns to start stacking up some wins. And they've already started to do this before the KD trade as well. KD just practiced with the team. I think this is a boost in morale for the team. I think they're happy. You hear the interviews, Devin Booker and Chris Paul sound very ecstatic that KD is over there. They know that this is a championship run. He's going to be sitting on the bench over there. He's not playing this game, but this is let's show KD we can ball game here. The Kings don't have a ton of interior defense as well. I see Aiden going crazy. I see Devin Booker having a great game in this one as well. Kings only 1-5-1 ATS last 7 games, following a straight up win. They hadn't been putting together back-to-back great performances, and only 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games, playing on 2 days rest. Give me the Suns here minus the short number. There's plenty of threes out there. There's 3.5s, but I don't care. I think Suns here by double digits in my opinion.
Suns have covered 4 or 5. And this number screams an adjusted power rating based off of how bad they were when everybody was hurt. Like if you're cooking up the power rating, you have to take into account how they performed in that stretch and then manually upgrade them for getting guys back. Like this number is not indicative of a full strength. And granted, you can say like this isn't a full strength Suns team. One, Kevin Durant's not there, and the guys that would have been there, like Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, are not there. I get it. But like Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, like the combo is here for them to be able to put this together. And this still just feels very light. Like you're telling me essentially with a 3.5 line, you're telling me that the Suns are essentially a pick 'em on neutral court versus the Kings is currently constructed. Now I like the Kings, and God bless them, already went over the 31.5. We're zeroing in on the 33.5, the other number I got. They're going to make me a lot of money. But this number's light. It's just light. This is and like, it feels like the market is caught up to Sacramento, and it's overcorrecting for that early season or for that midseason performance from the Suns. AC, what do you think?
Yeah, the more I think about it, I tend to agree with you guys. I think the Suns are being a little disrespected here. 3.5 at home. You can't really do a 1-for-1 comparison, but I kind of liken it to the NFL at 7.5. So those are bookmakers who think they're going to win by more than a possession, but don't want to get that 8 number because it looks too large. I think with the Suns here, very similar. They think they're going to win by more than one possession, but they don't want to get to that 4 or 5 number to get a lot of Kings action. So I do like the Suns, and we know they're going to be an elite free throw shooting team down to clutch. So they're going to be able to be safe with that number. And for me, from a Kings perspective, we've spoke about this many times in previous episodes, but there are players that are out that don't affect the line, but people who bet every single day and follow the sport every day understand that there's a big impact. All 3 of us here are big Malik Monk fans here. He's out tomorrow, and he's basically, he runs the ship of that second unit. Without him in there, the Kings are going to be struggling, late in the first, early in the second, late in the third, early in the fourth, spots like that.
I like it. I like it a lot. Let's go. I feel good about this. All right. Albert, bring us home. Why do you like the over for Bucks Celtics?
Yeah, so this is a rematch from Christmas Day. Most of you guys remember the Celtics just dominated them. I think they dropped 139 or 138 points on the Bucks. Milwaukee's not going to forget that. Giannis is not going to forget that. I think they're going to do the same exact thing back to Boston. So I think Milwaukee themselves are going to drop 130, 140 themselves. I think because of that large number that they're going to hit, because we know the Celtics are going to give up a ton of 3-point shots. Same with the Bucks. I think, but the Bucks are going to be a lot more motivated to get that revenge spot. So because they're going to drop 130, 140, I think it's going to push this over the total game over.
All right. So no Tatum, no Brown, probably no Grant Williams, no Marcus Smart. And you go like, that's a lot of firepower. And it is. I'm with you on this because my number has it higher and the numbers tend to be pretty consistent for team performance. I am a little worried that the Bucks are going to let off the gas just because it's like such a letdown spot. Like, are you going to be getting up for Peyton Pritchard and whoever else is going to be suiting up for the Boston Celtics? Like, I don't know how you get up for this game. But if nothing else, like, oftentimes, and this is anecdotal, I have to do the research on this, but anecdotally, it feels like a lot of the times that the stars are out and it's a letdown spot, the reason that team winds up covering or winning is because they put up a huge, like they have a hot shooting night. They get rallied up and they're like, all right, it's us against the world. And they go out and they shoot the lights out. I can't imagine that without Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, they're going to have any sort of capacity to slow down Giannis if Giannis chooses to engage. So, yeah, I will go ahead and I will tail this. I like the over on this. Jay, what would it take to get you on a side for this game? Like, if you had, what would you lean here? If you had,
I mean, if I'm betting aside, I'm only looking towards the Bucks here. Now, obviously, like you said, you always worry about the complacency, and you always worry about even Giannis in these type of games as well. Laying double digits will happen. They'll be up 15 in the fourth quarter. Then before you know it, it's a 7, maybe even 5 or 6 point game. So I've seen this story too many times. It should be a Bucks blowout, but I don't want to mess with it, especially with it being a huge letdown spot. And this is a national TV game as well, if I'm not mistaken. So the Stars are out on a national TV game. They almost kind of wanted to not be an absolute blowout. But the main thing I want to say, Matt, is if it is like somewhat of a letdown game or like complacency or they're not taking the game serious, that's usually on defense. We know that the Bucks are going to score their points at the house. Usually it's on defense where it's like you're not bringing your best game. You don't really care, or their stars are not in. Okay, let's not bring our best game defensively, but offensively they still will. So I think the over should still be able to get there.
Yeah, we know offensively they're rolling, right? In their last 10, they're 10-0 straight up. They're averaging 124.7 points per game. They're on fire right now. I guess arguably the hottest team in the NBA. This is kind of the last game right before the All-Star game. I don't know if it's their last game, but it's definitely the last game on national TV. So they'll probably want to make a statement and maybe even rest if they do have a game before the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, they might rest guys. They have Chicago on a national TV game on Thursday, so they probably won't rest because they'll get dinged for it. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. I like the over on that. So to recap, best bets for Tuesday: Jay's on Suns -2.5. I will take Suns -3.5. I like the Magic +7, and I am with AC on the over in Celtics Bucks. Let's go wrap it up for buckets. Make sure to download the Action Network app. Best way for you to track your picks. You can track these gentlemen in the app. You can follow him on Twitter at JMoneyIsMoney, at AnalyticsCapper. Follow me on Twitter at HBBasketball. Let me know that you like the show. Always love to hear that. We'll see you guys again next time. In your feed should be our weekend recap episode, a little bit delayed. You can check that out as well. Our thanks to David Payne, our producer. We'll see you guys again next time. Till then, let's get buckets.